The African Development Bank's Feed Africa strategy has identified the need to unlock the potentials of Africa's Guinea savanna, a landmass of 400 million hectares which stretches across 25 countries from Senegal, West Africa to Angola and Mozambique in Southern Africa, and supports the livelihoods of 239 million people. The Technologies for African Agricultural Transformation in the Savannah, Taat S, is to orchestrate and facilitate the dialogue between public institutions, private investors, research and technology providers, technical assistance partners, or providers of tropical agricultural technology, and other relevant actors in 8 regional member countries with large expanses of savannas.
In areas which have, in this country, the poorest areas, which happen to be lying in the savanna areas, we are bringing modern farm technology, seed technology, fertilizer technology, so that we can improve their productivity and through that get them out of poverty as quickly as possible.
In Ghana, 54% of its landmass, or 8 million hectares, is in the savannas, which has the potential to produce maize, soybean and livestock requirements for the country.
Overall, on the continent, annually we import food worth in excess of $45 billion. The president of the African Development Bank has made it clear that it is time Africa feed itself. And the Feed Africa strategy is aimed at helping our regional member countries, Ghana leading the way, to feed ourselves. And we have what it takes to reverse the trend of importation and to grow enough to feed ourselves.
I just walked into the bank in Abidjan and said, hey, I'm doing this thing in Ghana, planting for food and jobs. Come and see, this is all government of Ghana money that we are using to do it. But we can supplement it with resources from you, because you as a bank, you are more oriented towards agriculture. And they sent a team here, and within 1 year, they've gone through all the systems, including approval by their board, and we're out in the field.
The Technologies for African Agricultural Transformation in the Savannas, Taat S, which seeks to promote the production of maize and soya in commercial quantities using conservation agriculture, is implemented anywhere in the northern Savannah ecological zone of Ghana.
As we started last year, the idea was just to pilot with APRICID. We had only 4 farmers.
The Argentine Association of No-Till Farmers, known as APRICID, was brought in by the African Development Bank to share experiences and to transfer knowledge in the practice of large-scale conservation agriculture. 2 high-performing hybrid maize, Lake and Pioneer 30Y87, with yield potentials of 8 to 10 metric tons respectively, were planted. For soybean, 3 varieties, namely Jenguma, Afayak and Favor, were cultivated with yield potentials ranging from 2.5 metric tons to 3 metric tons.
These are all more than the national averages, because the national average for maize is about 1.9 tons per hectare, and for soybean is less than 1 ton per hectare.
Fertilizers applied were NPK 15-15-15, 20-10-10, blended with 2% magnesium oxide plus 3% sulfur plus 0.3% zinc and urea at recommended rates.
We have learned a lot in terms of the challenges and the experiences, and we are building upon that to have a very, very successful pilot.
SAPIP kicked off its pilot with 4 commercial farmers in the 2018 cropping season, cultivating 87 hectares of maize and soya.
I'm seeing the result of the collaboration in the field for the first time. The layout of the field, doing maize and doing soya, looks quite impressive. The plan to expand this area into minimum 100 hectares in the coming season is also very encouraging.
To be able to increase productivity, you need a lot of inputs. Quality inputs with respect to seed, with respect to fertilizer, with respect to other agrochemicals for weed control and also pest control. And in terms of machinery, you also require entire chain, the production chain, and the machines that are required to be able to do commercial agriculture.
To do a hectare is okay with cutlass and hoe. To do 5 hectares, you can still manage with family labor. But to do 1,000 hectares is a massive production system that requires equipment, machinery.
We're looking at land development. Here, we're looking at even dozers to be able to stomp the fields. You need plows to be able to plow. You need harrows. You even need rotovators that can actually level your field for operations. You need planters. You need boom sprayers for weed control and also for pesticides control. And you need harvesters. And even going beyond harvesting, you need warehouses and others.
We also took farmers and tractor operators through how to use the pneumatic planter and then the mechanical planter in planting your field.
In 2019, we managed to have 12 host farmers to do the upscaling to see how easy or difficult it's going to be. Now we have mastered the whole production system, and we know this is something that can be upscaled further.
The results in 2019 with these 12 farmers is the cultivation of 1,341 hectares, with 1,011 hectares being maize and 330 hectares being soy.
Our first year with SAPIP, it was 31 hectares. Second year, we moved to 253 hectares. And this year, this is the third year with SAPIP, we have moved to 453 hectares. We have grown over 1,000%. Next year, we should do double or triple of what we are doing now. Next year, our projection is to get to 1,253 hectares. Come the following year, we are targeting to get to 2,500 hectares. Because we want to make people believe that agri can really work and work very well in Ghana and in the north.
Through SAPIP, I think I've been able to go on a larger scale, unlike before when I started with 52-acre land of maize. This year, I was able to cultivate 205 acres of maize and soya. So that is what SAPIP has helped me with. They provided inputs. They also provided human resource that supervised what I did on my field, how I did it, to just help me to actually expand, because it's not easy going on a very large scale. You need to have the technical know-how on how machineries are used, how they are done, how they are even acquired. So through SAPIP, we went on mechanized farming.
The intervention by SAPIP has been very, very tremendous. In fact, we farmers under SAPIP are benefiting a lot. We get land credit for free. It is only the inputs that we have to pay for. And I can assure you that any farmer who belongs to the SAPIP group has no regrets.
In the first year, from 200 acres, with SAPIP involvement, we were able to scale up to about 500 acres, including the outgrowers. This year, we'll be able to increase our acreages and we're around 600 hectares. So we're about 1,000 plus, including the outgrowers. Personally, on the nucleus farm, we're around 951 acres. With the outgrowers inclusive, we're about 1,300, 1,400 thereabout. So that's what SAPIP has been able to help us to do.
The 2020 cropping season saw SAPIP upscale to over a quantum leap from 1,341 hectares to 8,148 hectares of cultivated maize and soya fields in 6 regions of the northern Savannah ecological zone, with a total of 76 commercial farmers. This obviously is no more a pilot, but full-blown large-scale commercial agriculture.
What we're seeing here is a transformation. They have demonstrated that it can be done. You see these things on pictures being done in other countries, but what we have shown here is that here within our own local communities, we can do it ourselves.
I'm impressed by what I've seen here, but I want to come back in 3 years and see 1,000 hectares. I want to come back in 3 years and see your balance sheet, that every year you have made 30% profit. I want to come back in 3 years and see you have 1,000 outgrower farmers around you. I want to come back in 3 years and see there's a feed mill close by. And that feed mill is part of a cluster of industries, including poultry growers, including cold chain operators. I want to come back in 3 years and see that this area has been transformed by the power of what you are doing.
One
this man has said this, and he's from African Development Bank, meaning that he has traveled around and he has seen similar models. Why don't we also try our best? And today, as you can see in this enclave, we have almost everything he dreamt of. We have poultry. We have our 6,870 layers in this farm. We are doing broiler. We have created an outgrower scheme for the rearing. We have rice mill. We have feed mill. We have a cold room and a warehousing. Martin Fregini made a statement that he wants to come back in 3 years. In 2 years, I believe we are living his dream.
We thank you very much for your leadership, for your guidance, which is translated to your other officers, Philip and Kakari, and I think they have greatly supported us. They have put pressure on us to get to where we are today, and we are excited about that, and we hope to go much higher in terms of land development, in terms of yields, and I believe very soon we'll be asking for processing centers even located within, so that we can create jobs for the teeming youth in this area.
My dream is that one day that we turn the whole of the Savannah, which is about 2/3 the size of Ghana, into a thriving agricultural edifice which will feed not only West Africa, but will feed Africa as a whole. And I'm very confident that we can do that.